Shalom. I haven't been around much lately. I'm fighting with dreams. Long ago, I was taught to look at things in a little bit more broader perspective. To look at the whole instead of the parts. Humans have a bad tendency of going through life with blinders on, where they only want to see that which they want to see. That's all they see. I've been plagued by dreams of a nature that I would prefer not to see. As far as the full meaning of it, we'll see. You go through life as a parent, you always worry about your kids. You worry about them growing up right. You worry about doing the right things. You worry about providing for them. Same thing really goes for your spouse. As both of you are struggling to procure this lifestyle for your family, it doesn't necessarily mean that they should be ignored either, because they are as much a part of you as anything else. So, I've been worried about mine. I'm worried about the world. I'm worried about what's coming. Just one big, long amount of worry. People have perspectives to their entities. And I've had to explain this, I guess, in a way to somebody I know and love and care for. But I'm sure that these meanings won't add up, because they also look through life with blinders on, only wanting to see what they want to see, not the truth. A mother is first a wife to her husband. And to her husband, she might be loving, caring, devoted, compassionate. To her children, especially at a young age, she'd be viewed as a tyrant or a disciplinarian. To her co-workers, she might be viewed as distant, not part of them, isolated. It is in fact the same individual, but there's different aspects. Humans, well, let me use this. This is my old crystal. Humans are like this. They have multiple sides, multiple facets. Notice? It is all one and the same, but it really depends on which one you're looking at. If I look at this, I see one thing. If I look over here, I see something else. And that's life. Things are done by perception. But the more intricate way of viewing things is viewing it as a whole. Humanity doesn't do that. They only see what they care to see. They only notice what they wish to see. I mean, this crystal, when I first got it, was quite attractive. It had very few divisions within the crystal. And there's reasons for the splits and the cracks and all that, and it's not from dropping it. But it was once a beautiful crystal. But through time, these cracks, these divisions create conflict, create flaws in a person. And so it is with people. One may look at a person from a perspective, or one may look at one as a whole. And sometimes you have to address a person as a perspective. And look at them as a piece of a greater thing. I am quite sure that I did not articulate this to the degree I can. This comes from my old life. We view things as a whole, complete, knowing each side, each facet, each piece, and putting it together. Noticed that a bunch of people also have been picking on Rockland again. I guess you guys don't have much to do in life. Just want to cause problems and be pains in the asses. You don't listen. You don't pay attention. Thus you don't know. If you only look at one part of one thing, then that's all you see. There's an old story about 3 men and an elephant. It's not a bad little story. One blind man reaches up and fills the elephant and fills the trunk, I guess I'll call it. And he thinks it, I can't remember what that was. Thinks it's a snake, I think, because it moves. Another one fills the leg and thinks it's a tree. And I forgot what the guy thought, the tail thought. But anyhow, that is looking at a perspective of things. We all do it. We do it all the time. But it's to look at the whole of the matter instead of the part of the matter. But there's times where you have to address the part and not the whole. Because there's certain faults within a person's personality. They may be right in some ways and wrong in others. Just makes them human. A person could see themselves as brave and courageous, but in another aspect be a coward. Bravery and cowardice are the same thing of a different side of the coin. If I have a coin, which is not what this is, but it's good enough. If I have a coin and I say, this side here is cowardice, then this side here must be bravery. Both must exist before it can be. So you cannot have one without the other. A lot of times I've nearly died in my life. He always stomps it. Should have happened, but he said no. And there's a reason. So I lived, and I'm still here. until the time comes. For every life, there must come a death. Must be. Has to be. You are born, you live, and you die. And many people don't see that death is only the release of the obligations of life. But it also completes life. Because as this, well, it's a spark setter really, but if you begin here, you will come around full circle back to the beginning. The circle's complete. Some are large circles, some are small circles. But the circle is a circle. And what is, must be. You can't have one without the other. Bravery, cowardice. Must be. I think it's high enough that I care to go tonight, and I'm agreeably exhausted. I hope I can spend time with Iosa tonight. I would love to hear some good wisdom. Heard it before. Heard it before. The lesson was, a woman is always the girl that she once was. For no matter the age of a woman, there she is. For she changes not, but just grows older. And the distinctiveness of her growth doesn't really change the essence of the person at the beginning. Just makes it seem different. But everything is always here. Lesson I had about 3 years ago. Well, let me get this into the can. Have a good night. Shalom.